Underground culture has been a part of Japan since early times. These activities are considered underground culture because they contradict with the Japanese ideals of modesty and purity. Many people take part in these activities because they feel oppressed by the rigid structure of daily Japanese life. These underground cultures have stemmed from the geisha. The geishas were trained to entertain male customers. During the modernization of Japan, these activities were suppressed and overshadowed by Japan's new conservative and modest culture. Many of these cultures were coined the term underground culture. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the pleasures of the dark side of Japan.
A typical life of an average salaryman. He works late nights and is very dedicated to his job. After work, he walks home one night down the streets of Tokyo. He wonders where he is going to eat tonight. He walked these streets thousands of times, but tonight was different. He came across a vending machine called a used Panty vending machine. He begins to be curious about the content. He slowly explores all the content in the machine until one item catches his eyes. It was a used Panty by a third-year high school student from a local high school. He decides to buy it as a souvenir for 5,000 yen. Looking around to see if anyone was watching, and he quickly scattered home.
Used panties were one of the most popular fetishes. These panties were worn by high school girls and then sold in vending machines at a particularly high price, while some go for at least $50 American. The more soiled the panties are, the higher the price. This caters to the burasera, or schoolgirl obsession. Men who partake in this form of sexualization and commodification see these items as a substitute for the female genitals. These practices and cultural norms sexualize young girls and cause a widespread obsession with schoolgirls.
He arrives at home and goes over his usual routine. He checks his emails and notices that he has a response from his cyber message board. It reads, dinner date for 50,000 yen. It was from a third-year high school student interested in a date. She was a beautiful girl with smooth-looking skin. They were scheduled to meet at Shibuya Station tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. The next day, he arrives at the station around 6:15. He waits patiently until 6:30, and then he spots her walking across the street. She is in her school uniform, long white socks, and her hair tied back. They then go to a sushi buffet restaurant. After his date, he pays her 50,000 yen for the night. He wants to spend more meaningful time with her, so he surprises her by driving to a love hotel nearby. He pays for a paradise-themed room with all the expensive amenities. He promises to pay her another 50,000 yen. They go up to the room and become acclimated. She goes to take a shower while he waits patiently outside. They then have sexual relations for the night. The next morning, they leave the love hotel together.
Enjo Kosai became very popular for both high school girls to make extra money or receive name brand items, and for salarymen who want a good time. Having a stressful work and school lifestyle, salarymen and high school girls do not have time for a meaningful relationship, and this is a way for girls to see themselves in a romantic, love-like situation. The researchers suggest that girls who partake in Enjo Kosai are highly influenced by the media and their peers, fear the future and getting old, and see being a high school girl as a name brand quality. The money the girls make are enough for them to buy name brand items that they could not afford with a typical student job.
A few female co-workers are conversing after a late office meeting. Since it was a Friday night, they decided to relax and go to a host bar. They head straight from work and walk to the Ginza district. They finally arrived at one of the most popular host bars. A group of young men greeted them with a loud "Irashaimase." The ladies are then led to their table. As they are being seated, a group of men arrive and introduce themselves. Each man scooches into the booth next to each lady and offers to have a drink with them. The young men begin drinking shot after shot while keeping up with the ladies. The ladies were beginning to enjoy their night while being serviced by young hot men. They order more drinks and enjoy their company of young hot men. Having a wild time, the ladies then call a taxi and are each driven home. A department manager brings a group of clients to a hostess club for entertainment to hopefully close out a huge company deal. He is a regular customer at the club and had no problem getting a reservation. As they arrive, they are immediately greeted by Mama-san, who is the head hostess. She seats the clients and introduces cute girls for their company. The girls quickly sit next to each client and lights their cigarettes and pours the sake. Without hesitation, they all take a shot and the sake is immediately refilled. As the night goes on, the girls keep them company. The manager enjoys his time with the clients, talking minimally about their contract, but this entertainment is a surefire way of closing the deal. One of the girls steps out and a new girl takes her place. The girl who excused herself goes into the bathroom to vomit because it is the quickest way to sober up, and continues on with the night. As she entertains a different customer, the manager and his clients just has had about enough to drink, and were being escorted downstairs to a cab service.
Host bars and hostess clubs are popular places to hang out with co-workers, to take out clients, or to just have a good time. Being a host or hostess is a really demanding job. Alcohol is really important as it helps with relaxation, and it goes hand in hand with the relaxing atmosphere of the nightlife. Not only does it break down the barriers between customer and host as quickly as possible, but it also dissolves barriers within the group. It is important for the host or hostess to consume large quantities of alcohol so the customer is encouraged to spend more money. They need to consume large amounts of alcohol over a short period of time. They also need to be flirtatious and assist customers, such as lighting cigarettes and pouring sake. They would go from customer to customer throughout the night, and before some hostesses entertain a new customer, they would head to the bathroom to vomit in order to quickly sober up. These underground cultures are quickly evolving in modern Japanese culture, and they are a way for men and women to step outside their spheres and enter into a different aspect of their lives. Japan is known for being a conservative nation, and this notion of conservatism is a stereotype that other nations have of Japan. Their hard-working tradition overshadows their underlying culture, which originated from thousands of years of tradition. These strong traditional values are an important part of the Japanese EA system, where the male figure is considered the one in charge. Therefore, the dark side of Japan involves the sexualization and commodification of both men and women in modern Japanese underground culture.
어쩌자고 그때 뒷모습을 보였니 울음만 터져 나와 돌아버리겠어 I'm crazy 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 넌 너무 미워 정말 너 너 절대 다시는 안 볼 거야 미안하지도 않니 다른